Hello, this is the Jurassic expert here, back with another video. I know it's been a hot minute since I've uploaded a video, guys. Talk about my thoughts just on the 3-year anniversary of Mattel. So, let's get right into it. So, Mattel, like most companies, and with the Jurassic World line, it has a lot of areas where it exceeds in our expectations, but also is very underwhelming in our expectations. But for the most part, I actually like to think that Mattel has majority of the time met my expectations. Yeah, there are a lot of things that they're definitely not on top of that I wish they were, but kind of seeing where we came from with Hasbro and all that, over 3 years ago, it definitely makes me more grateful to have Mattel around instead of Hasbro's Jurassic World figures. I just want to go over a couple of the things that I definitely praise Mattel about, and with all of the things that I try doing now in my more recent videos and my more recent reviews, I try to be more of a constructive critic than a critic. So I try to point out the good things, but with the bad things of a figure, I will kind of give a suggestion on how they can fix this. Majority of the time they don't listen to me, but one of the first positive things that I would want to say about Mattel is its variety of dinosaur species. I am pretty sure that Mattel has made the most variety of Jurassic World dinosaur species than compared to any of the other Jurassic brands, even Kenner, if I dare say. I say that with confidence, really, that Mattel definitely has the widest species assortment, and somebody that just really likes a good variety of species, I definitely appreciate that, and I really like that Mattel does that. And we got a lot of obscure species out of this line that I don't think I would have ever thought we would have ever gotten a Jurassic World toy of, like, for example, the Edmontosaurus. Unless Edmontosaurus were to pop up in a movie, I don't think there was any way we would be getting an Edmontosaurus. Then we're getting more obscure dinosaurs, like, later this year we'll be getting the Pachycephalosaurus. We're getting things like Seat's Microrum. We're getting, you guys get the point. We got a lot of dinosaur species. A lot of them I did not think would ever be released with a Jurassic World label alongside it. They have released a lot of great hits over the past couple of years with their first ever release, and I just say this every year because, I don't know, as stupid as it sounds, because it was 3 years ago now, it's almost hit an almost nostalgia spot for me that day when, April 16th, the first time Mattel figures hit the shelves. The hype was unbelievable then. Of course, when I went down to Target, ironically the same Target that I actually had in my Force Friday, or my Triple Force Friday video back in 2019, that same Target I went to, and I went in there, I looked around, I got the Legacy Collection Pachycephalosaurus because actually I was able to find most of the Jurassic figures that I was really wanting at another Target, like the weekend before it came out. And I just remember being surprised and then ecstatic to see these figures on the store shelves, having human figures, having all these dinosaur species. It was just mind-boggling in comparison to with Hasbro. They only released a couple of species in a couple of scales with no human figures whatsoever. Then later that day I returned to that same Target because I realized there was one figure I was missing, and I was just really got me that I didn't have that figure. And of course it started raining, But I returned back to that Target. I went, looked on the shelf. Of course, it wasn't there. Then I got the bright idea to ask the employee in the back. And guys, if you have never asked an employee to go check the back, you're missing out on a lot of figures, or you are getting those figures very late. Just give them a barcode or something. Just tell them what figure you're looking for. They'll see if they have it. Anyway, Mosasaurus was the figure I was looking for, and they went to the back. They said they might have it. Sure enough, she came back out with the Mosasaurus figure, and I was so excited to get that figure. Honestly, until Dominion comes out, I don't think that there is a wave right now. Like, if you compare 2020's wave, 2019's waves, and the 2021 lineup. I mean, the 2021 lineup, right now, it looks like it's getting pretty close up there. But I think just the 2018 line, it was just such a cool line. It was introducing the store shelves back to Jurassic, and where, like, it was a good couple of years where a lot of stores didn't have Jurassic products, and I feel like Mattel has definitely done a good job at keeping those store shelves full and still there. I mean, unless with a couple of Walmarts, but again, gonna get into that in a second. One thing I definitely gotta praise them for is their scale, is their scaled line. Now, yeah, it's not perfect scale, but for a mass-produced lineup that has such a wide variety of species, and the fact that the dinosaurs in Jurassic World always have size differences, it doesn't really bother me that much when they are out of scale. Like, for example, the Rhamphorhynchus, it would not have been as big as the one that's in the Mattel line, but still, I mean, it's such a cool figure to have. And with that, we wouldn't see the gigantic Brachiosaurus, and I mean, we've gotten way too many T-Rexes, but each one that comes out, I think, is better than the last. They've really got me on T-Rexes, but it seems like every year I get a T-Rex, and I'm like, there's no way they can top this T-Rex. There is no way they're going to top. Next year, they release a new T-Rex that just blows my mind. Overall, I do think Mattel has done a good job, but let's see. I do want to roughly discuss where Mattel is lacking. So quality control obviously has been a big problem, especially with paint applications. I can't tell you how many figures I've gotten from the Mattel line where the eye was like printed on the forehead, or just something weird like that happened, and I couldn't have helped but feel a little bummed by that. But with a lot of those figures, I still have them and I've kept them around. But with one other thing though, I mean, the plastic, don't get me wrong, it is quite flimsy and brittle and quite easy to break. I fortunately have really only broken one of the main line figures, and that was a blue one from the first Fallen Kingdom Attack Pack wave, but I was able to get that all sorted out and I got another Attack Pack blue. But then the other problem is, I mean, I would normally say like Mattel kind of has been slacking on the humans because they were over the past couple of years, but this year they are making up for it. There's a lot right now. There are a lot of human figures coming out, and I mean, I know I joke about this. I want to say that Mattel doesn't watch my videos, and I think it's most realistic to say that they don't watch my videos, just because, I mean, I'm a random 300 odd subscriber count YouTuber. I mean, Mattel's not going to pay attention to me, really. I'm sorry to all my commenters that comment cool ideas and stuff, hoping that Mattel is watching the video, but I hate to burst your bubble there, but that's just what I'm thinking. I mean, if they are watching, great. And part of me kind of likes to think that they're watching because so many of the ideas that I've had, that I put out there, have come true. I mean, last year was arguably the best, no, not arguably, the best dinosaur was released last year with the Edmontosaurus. Got my favorite dinosaur released by Mattel, a figure that I never thought in a million years, in 65 million years, Mattel would ever, or a Jurassic company, a Jurassic toy making company would ever release. Just because it's not really that exciting of a dinosaur as portrayed. I mean, it doesn't have huge horns or claws or anything. But in my opinion, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool dinosaur. I don't need to explain why, really. Another thing that I will say about Mattel kind of negatively is that regional exclusives. I think majority of us can agree that regional exclusives suck. I mean, I don't know why companies do this. It's not fun for collectors, really, because then we have to go pay expensive shipping to go get this $10 figure shipped to us from Australia or Mexico or something. That's not fun. And it's why it's taken me so long and why I don't have the Dilophosaurus Destructosaurus figure. And I know I should have gotten it back in early 2020, back when it was popping up in Canada, but I'm an idiot and I didn't. So, case closed there. But, I mean, and one of the heartbreaking things is we got a new species that was a regional exclusive in the form of the Primal Attack Battle Damage Gasosaurus. Oh, that really, really sucked that it didn't get a full nationwide release. And I know a lot of you are thinking that, are familiar that I am a US-based channel. You're thinking, well, you live in the US. I mean, you got Target, you got Walmart, you're getting the main line, you're getting all these exclusives. Why are you complaining? Well, to be honest, we don't always get the exclusives. I'm going to be flat out honest. Yeah, we've had some luck with the Legacy Collection, but for example, Spinosaurus, I think, is the painful one to admit for a lot of fans. So yeah, regional exclusives are real pain to deal with as a collector. I hope Mattel in the future stops doing that, because I mean, I'm not going to be the first to say that, yeah, in the US, we get exclusives as well that aren't available in other countries. It's not like we're purposely whispering into Mattel's ear to give us just this, to give just us this stuff. I mean, it's not like we're doing that. We want other people to have, I mean, I like to think that majority of the US-based Jurassic collecting community would like some of these releases to be international. They have regional exclusives, and that just really stinks. I hope that's something that Mattel works out in the future and kind of cuts that out. Another thing is just repaints. There are way too many Velociraptor repaints, too many Velociraptor variants. And I mean, I'm a completionist. I unfortunately have majority of the Velociraptors. The Raptor Squad pack is coming, and yes, I'm going to buy it. But yeah, that's definitely something I think Mattel should pump the brakes on a little bit. I get it, Velociraptors are really important to the Jurassic franchise, but can you just give us a break, or at least give us a couple more Velociraptors that are actually relevant? Like the JP3 male Velociraptor, which we never got, and still have never gotten. Maybe even a JP3, another release of the JP3 female Velociraptor in just internationally, that would be good. But then we have another topic that I just want to bring up quickly, and that is distribution rates. And I mean, Mattel, I know, has always had this issue, but for me, it's definitely become more evident in the pandemic. And I get it, a lot of companies are having trouble with distribution, but I don't feel like Mattel has really done much to improve this situation now versus versus back in March. I feel like they've always kind of stayed at their same pace, but they can't stay at their same pace at the same time, so in fact they're shipping out less things to the stores. And case A with this example of distribution rates and just box ratios as well. Mattel just for some reason is dumb with box ratios. I mean, I cannot count how many times Mattel has just made duplicates per case of what is pretty easy to tell as the least favorite figure of the bunch. They have without fail done this multiple times. Most recent example, and came back to the distribution thing, one of the more recent examples is the Savage Strike wave that came out around summer last year with the Scutosaurus in it. I bet a lot of you that are watching this video don't have a Scutosaurus. I don't have one either, and I'm really annoyed at that. Because, I mean, it's no secret that people were losing their minds over the Scutosaurus. Well, maybe not losing their minds. That's a bit overstating it. But still, there is no doubt in my mind that there was a huge audience waiting for the Scutosaurus. And, obviously, a whole lot of people didn't get it, because then the eBay scalpers wouldn't be selling it on eBay for like over $100 for a $10 figure. It's just really annoying though. Something as simple as a Savage Strike and a main release Savage Strike as well. I mean, with exclusives, I'm a little bit more forgiving just because there are licensing complications that probably come along. All this stuff, all this weird, complex business stuff that I don't understand. Some of that's probably going on, and so I can be a little bit more forgiving with exclusives, and I definitely am more forgiving with San Diego Comic-Con exclusives because they're basically made to be a sought-after, expensive collectible item. But mainline release, though, I don't think should apply as any of those figures should apply as sought-after figures. I hope a lot of figures that they released in 2020 they'll re-release in 2021. But yeah, Mattel has a lot of figures kind of planned for 2021. Like, even when you go to Human Figures, they're having more Camp Cretaceous characters. They're granting a lot of things, and a lot of things that I actually have put online in my videos that I have wanted. I mean, I don't think those are the sole reasons why they were made. There was a lot of people that wanted those as well that were posting on other platforms, but you get what I mean. A lot of the things that I've been wanting since Mattel started, they've definitely granted me, like the Odontosaurus, the Apatosaurus, the Tim with the Ford Explorer, even things like the Dennis Nedry Getaway Pack, which I may or may not have acquired. And even with the Amber Collection, they're starting to make their way to some of the some more exciting figures with that. Not that the figures weren't exciting before, it's just a lot of Velociraptors so far, but like the Pteranodon Amber Collection figure, there's a planned Robert Muldoon, there's going to be an Alan Grant, they've got Ray Arnold coming, there's a lot coming on the horizon, and I think for that, just the fact that Mattel is kind of making a comeback after 2020, just stronger than ever, I gotta applaud Mattel for their effort and just how much detail they've put into the line. And I don't want to be negative towards Mattel. Again, I want to be a constructive critic, and I really do appreciate what Mattel is doing. But again, distribution rights, if they were to fix that, by changing it up so that the more popular figures are going to be more prominent. The obviously popular figures, aka new species and or sculpts. I definitely would say that Mattel is one of the best Jurassic World lines. Maybe not as good as Kenner. That's really going to be objective to the individual. Even I'm a bit split. I mean, yeah, they have quality control issues and all this. But honestly, I hope Mattel goes on for many years to come. Hopefully, they'll still be around making these great figures when the next Jurassic trilogy comes out. Whenever that shall be. But I gotta praise Mattel. You've done a great job. If anybody from Mattel is watching that works on the Jurassic World stuff, you've done a great job over the past 3 years. Definitely look into some of those things that I listed as potential issues earlier in this video. But price-wise, they are on the ball with giving us pretty affordable Jurassic World figures in comparison to Hasbro, where for about the same price as a Savage Strike, the figures were less detailed. They were just worse all around, and they cost about the same as the Mattel figures, which are significantly better in every way. But that's going to have to end it here, though. Happy 3-year anniversary, Mattel. And hopefully I will still have this channel around for the 4-year anniversary. So yeah, as always, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to get notified whenever I put up more new videos like this one. And as always, dinosaurs might be older than you, but you are never too old for dinosaurs. Bye bye.